The Honorable Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Mr. Bhupender Yadav. So may I please request that video to be played again? Thank you.
Shri Sarbananda Sonowal ji, Honorable Minister of Port, Shipping and Waterways, Miss Marianne Sivertsen Ness, Honorable Minister of Fisheries and Ocean Policy, Norway, delegates from Japan, Norway, Netherlands and Singapore, member of Maritime Fraternity, ladies and gentlemen, Namaskar. It is an honor and privilege to address you today on the occasion of Green Maritime Day, a day dedicated to reframing our collective resolve to make global shipping cleaner, greener and more sustainable. India has been a seafaring nation for millennia. From the ancient port of Lothal and Mujiz to the modern harbours of Mumbai, Chennai and Kandla, the seas have been the lifetime of our trade, culture and progress. Many communities living along Indian seas are custodian of our culture. Today, as the world faces the defining challenges of climate change, our maritime sector once again stands at the threshold of transformation. Under the visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, India has embarked an ambitious journey towards a green and blue economy. The Maritime India Vision 2030 and the Amrit Kal Vision 2047 lay out a clear roadmap, one that positions India as a global leader in sustainable maritime practices. We are committed to achieving net zero carbon emissions from Indian ports by 2047. To that end, several initiatives are already underway. First, shore power supply at major ports to reduce emissions from vessels. Second, adoption of green hydrogen and clean fuels as future fuels for shipping. Third, installation of solar and wind energy systems across our ports ecosystems. Fourth, electrification of port operations and equipment to reduce dependency on fossil fuels. Fifth, promotion of coastal shipping and inland waterways to reduce logistic costs and carbon footprints. We are also proud that India is advancing rapidly in green shipbuilding and retrofitting technologies. The Cochin Shipyard Limited is leading the way with the design of India's first green hydrogen fueled vessel, a milestone that will demonstrate India's capability in next generation maritime engineering. We are working closely with international partners and research institutions to promote green maritime clusters where innovation, manufacturing and training come together to build the ships of tomorrow. The maritime domain knows no borders. The carbon we emit in one port affects the air and oceans everywhere. That is why India is proud to be an active participant in the International Maritime Organization decarbonization efforts, and we continue to advocate for equity, technology sharing and capacity building for developing nations. Our commitment is not only to our own coastline but the shared global ocean that sustains us all. As we celebrate Green Maritime Day, let us remember that this is not merely an environmental commitment. It is an economic and moral imperative. By investing in green ports, clean fuels and smart logistics, we are not just protecting the environment, we are creating jobs, innovation and global competitiveness for India's maritime sector. Let every Indian port become a green port, a smart port and safe port. Let our ships sail as ambassador of sustainability and progress. And the spirit of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the world is one family. Let us pledge to work together for a future where the seas are clean, the air is pure, and prosperity flows sustainability to every shore. Together we can ensure that the waves of change we create today will carry the world forward and toward a greener tomorrow. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Now it is my honor to invite Shri Vijay Kumar, Secretary, Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, to deliver the keynote address. Please come, sir.
Our Honorable Minister, Shri Sarbananda Sonowal ji, Honorable Minister from Norway, all the esteemed leaders, delegates from abroad and India, industry partners, and distinguished guests, it is a privilege to join this gathering on Green Maritime Day. So, under the guidance of our Honorable Prime Minister, under the leadership of our Honorable Union Minister, the Ministry has been working very hard with a clear focus on sustainable, green, maritime future. We have taken a number of steps, very substantive steps, for reaching specific targets on each of the parameters. Under the Harit Sagar Green Port Guidelines, all our major ports, they have been given concrete action plans and targets for clean energy, for equipment electrification, waste management with rigorous audits. We have set a clear target that 60% of power at major port should come from renewables by 2030. And we are already on a roadmap to achieve it. Major ports have already been told to electrify more than 50% of their vehicles and equipment by 2030 and over 90% by 2047, along with energy consumption reduction and green building norms for new infrastructure. Also to ensure technical consistency for our shoreside power supply, the DG of Shipping has issued recommended standards for shore-to-ship power supply systems which are aligned with international standards, establishing a uniform technical baseline for ports to permit vessels to plug into shoreside electricity while berthed. And not only that, we have also matched policy with finance. The Sagarmala Finance Corporation, India's first maritime-focused NBFC, will provide tailored fundings for maritime projects, especially the green ones. On the ground, JNP has already initiated shore power pilots and rolled out EV fleets. Terminals such as Mundra have inducted electric cargo handling equipments, and ports are strengthening waste systems under regular state monitoring. Friends, as mentioned by the Honorable Minister, the first hydrogen-fueled vessel developed by Cochin Shipyard is already plying in Varanasi, and 3 more vessels are already being constructed. As part of smart logistics, our digital backbone is basically focusing on removing friction and emissions. NLP Marine, which is our maritime window, integrates all 13 major and 41 non-major ports with customs and terminal operators. Our Honorable Prime Minister recently launched One Nation, One Port framework to standardize procedures and documentation across all the ports. We also have got berth allocation software and e-gates increasingly deployed in our ports, cutting turnaround times and paperwork. We are also becoming a key player in green hydrogen economy. Tuticorin Port has initiated construction of India's first green methanol bunkering and refueling terminal at Tuticorin. It's also the first port in India to successfully produce green hydrogen and achieve over 1 megawatt of rooftop power generation. The different tenders by Solar Energy Corporation of India are catalyzing cost-competitive e-fuel production with costs as low as $571 per ton of green ammonia, one of the lowest announced green ammonia prices globally. And already in the ministerial plenary that we had yesterday, a lot of honorable ministers expressed interest in importing green ammonia, green fuels from India. We have the potential to become suppliers of green hydrogen to the world. That is what we are working on. So taken together, all these policy level actions, standards, finance, digital systems and deployment, they are enabling capital to flow into shore power, green fuel bunkering and low emission equipment, directly supporting our broader goals for decarbonization for our port and shipping sector. Going forward, friends, our focus in the coming years is to move from pilots to scale, mainstreaming renewable power use, shore power operations, and electrified cargo handling across all major ports, and creating ecosystem for new and alternative fuels. As we implement the Maritime Amritkal vision, our success, we believe, will be measured not only in tons of cargo handled, but also in tons of carbons reduced. With the guidance of our Honorable Minister and the partnership of our industry leaders, we are sure we shall build a maritime ecosystem that would be efficient, transparent, and sustainable. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Secretary Sir, for your clear roadmap and actionable priorities for port decarbonization. May I please request Shri Shashank Kumar Prohit, Chairman, VOC Port, to kindly present a token of gratitude. Thank you. We will now move forward with the ministerial address. First, it is my pleasure to invite our honorable ministers to kindly join us on stage. First, I invite Shri Sarbananda Sonowal, Honorable Minister of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, Government of India. I also invite Ms. Marianne Silverstein-Ness, Honorable Minister of Fisheries and Ocean Policy, Government of Norway, to kindly join us on stage. A special thank you to our ministers for being here with us today. We will now proceed to the ministerial address by Shri Sarbananda Sonowal, Honorable Minister of Ports, Shipping and Waterways. It is my honor to invite the minister to the podium. Thank you. Sir, would you? इधर से? आप इधर से ले लीजिए. अगर आपको वहाँ पे बैठना है, वहाँ पे भी बैठ सकते हैं. आइए.
क्या बनाया इसमें? इसका नहीं है, मिनिस्टर का नहीं है। सर मिनिस्टर ये तो मिनिस्टर है ना, मिनिस्टर क्या है? ये पहले अटेंड नहीं कर रहे थे। हाँ? पहले अटेंड नहीं कर रहे थे। नमस्कार, Her Excellency Madam Nish, Honorable Minister from Norway, Vijay Kumarji, Secretary, Port Shipping Waterways, Government of India, R. Laspananji, S.K. Purohitji, Chairman, Tuticorin Port, Rajiv Jalutaji, former Chairman, IPA and Mumbai Port, Dr. Jose M., Director, International Maritime Organization, Madam Asima, MD, RMI, India. Esteemed delegates, ladies and gentlemen. So, in this particular event, I being the host on behalf of the Honorable Prime Minister of India, I express my heartiest thankfulness to all of you and welcome you to this beautiful event, India Maritime Week 2025. It is a privilege to welcome you all to Green Maritime Day, a day that embodies our shared resolve to shape a cleaner and more sustainable future for global shipping. Today, we bring together industry leaders, policymakers, and experts from across the maritime, energy, and transport sector. Together, we aim to chart a path towards a resilient and sustainable maritime future for India and for the world. This gathering is not just a conference. It is a platform for dialogue, collaboration, and innovation to share insight, forge partnership, and define the next chapter of maritime transformation. India's maritime sector has always been the backbone of our trade and global engagement. More than 95% of our trade by volume moves through the sea. Guided by the vision of net zero by 2070, we are determined to reduce carbon emission per ton of cargo by 30% by 2030 and 70% by 2047. As we look towards Amrit Kal 2047, our goal is not only to expand maritime capacity, but also to make it greener, smarter, and more resilient. Flagship initiatives such as the Sagarmala program, Maritime India Vision 2030, Harit Sagar guidelines, and Maritime Amrit Kal Vision 2047 are leading the transformation. Each of these places sustainability, innovation, and climate responsibility at the core of India's maritime development. Through the National Green Hydrogen Mission and the designation of VOC Paradip, Dindal ports are green hydrogen hub in 2023. India is laying the foundation for a clean fuel economy. Across the country, over 12 million metric tons of green hydrogen-based e-fuel capacity has been announced. Our ports are evolving into center for green hydrogen production, bunkering, and export, creating jobs and driving industrial growth. With our unique geography along key global trade route, India is well placed to become a hub for green shipping corridors, connecting domestic and international market through clean energy trade. To harness this opportunity, India has launched green and digital shipping corridors with Singapore and Rotterdam in 2025. Excuse me. This partnership will help scale investment and strengthen India's position as a bridge between global trade and sustainable growth. Recently, the government approved a historic 69,725 crores US dollar 8 billion package to revitalize India's shipbuilding and maritime ecosystem. This bold step signals our intent not only to keep pace with the global transition, but to lead it. This landmark initiative approved by Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji lays a strong foundation for a golden era in Bharat's maritime sector, positioning India among the world's top 5 maritime nations by 2047. As part of this effort, we also announced 19,989 crores in budgetary support for the shipbuilding development scheme between financial year 2026 and financial year 2036. This will boost domestic shipbuilding and position India as a global shipbuilding hub. On port decarbonization, we have made significant progress. The Director General of Shipping announced India's first national shore power standard in 2025. This will enable vessels to draw clean electricity while dock and reduce port site emission. Ports like Jawaharlal Nehru Port Authority in Mumbai are already leading by example. Battery sweeping electric truck are replacing diesel vehicle, which is a very significant development, moving us towards zero emission logistic and last mile electrification. Under the Harit Sagar guidelines, all ports are working towards zero discharge operation, better waste management and pollution control to protect our marine ecosystem. Financial innovation is also crucial. The Sagarmala Finance Corporation Limited, now India's first maritime-focused NBFC, and the Maritime Development Fund with a 25,000 crores corpus are designed to finance this transformation. Together, this step will ensure that India's maritime growth remain sustainable, inclusive and globally competitive. As we advance, collaboration will be key. The maritime transition cannot be achieved in silos. It demands partnership among government, industry, financiers and technology leaders. As we gather today on Green Maritime Day, we reaffirm our collective commitment to a cleaner and more resilient maritime future. This session today on green shipping corridors, green fuel bunkering, zero emission, tracking, port pollution and shore power go beyond discussion. They represent the beginning of coordinated action. This insight shared here will help shape the course of India's green maritime transition and contribute meaningfully to the global decarbonization journey. Let us move forward with the same spirit of cooperation and innovation that define this gathering. Today, we can ensure that the seas that connect us also unite us in purpose and in resolve to create a future where maritime trade drives both prosperity and sustainability. With these few words, I again extend my thankfulness to all of you present here today. And as you have participated in this particular great global event, India Maritime Week 2025, and I believe this is an assembly through which we'll have to create the better ecosystem for the global society. It is not that only for India, but for the rest part of the world. And one point we should always keep in our mind very strictly, with a commitment and dedication and devotion, I believe. Ecology and environment must go hand in hand with economy. Economy not at the cost of ecology and environment. Because if ecology and environment are well guarded, well protected, then creature living on this planet Earth will survive comfortably. And we are committed for that. That is why Honorable Prime Ministers, through the launching of National Hydrogen Mission and directed all the agencies that let us adopt green transport for blue economy. let us take adequate measures of climate action to climate change, to combat climate change. And I believe this is why we have started all this green initiative in India, in this particular ministry. And I do believe that here we have got a lot of resourceful person with experience, ability, knowledge, wisdom, and skill. I believe you can make this event very, very meaningful and futuristic. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you to the Honourable Minister for his visionary address and steadfast leadership in advancing India's green maritime journey. May I please request Mr. Sushanta Kumar Purohit, Chairman of the VOC Port, to kindly present a token of gratitude to the Honourable Minister. We will now move on to the thought leadership launches. Thank you to our honourable ministers for their valuable participation, and we will now invite them to facilitate the report launches led by the Ministry of Ports, Shipping, Waterways and Partners. May I please request Shri Vijay Kumar, Secretary of Ministry of Ports, to join us on stage. Also, Shri Sushanta Kumar Purohit, Chairman, VOC Port. Ms. Akshma Ghate from RMI, and Mr. Sovik Bhattacharya, NCEGPS, to also join us on stage for the report launches. As the JS is not here due to a PMO briefing, I invite my colleague Ankur to lead in the report presentations for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Ministers and all the dignitaries on the stage. We have total 5 reports which Ministry has been leading all the efforts to, ranging from the green shipping corridors to bunkering fuel, zero emission trucks and reducing marine pollution. Yeah. We have these 5 reports for the report launch. I request all the dignitaries to kindly stand on their places so that we can facilitate the report launches. The first one which we can see is on green shipping corridors, worked by Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways with support of RMI. The second report that we have is on unlocking India's green potential on hydrogen exports, pathways, markets and trade catalysts. Since Indian ports have already been working a lot on zero emission trucks, we have worked on a policy framework for zero emission trucks for the port adoption. Reducing marine pollution is also a key priority for the ministry to take care of. Hence, there is an effort that has been made on reducing marine pollution in the country. And lastly, there is a Green Port Performance Index that Ministry has worked on showcasing the efforts ports have been putting. For the presence of all the dignitaries, I would like to thank the Honorable Ministers, Secretary Sir, Chairman of VOC Port and the dignitaries on the stage. I will hand over back to Vindhya. Thank you.
Yes, we can please have a photo at the front. Thank you. A special thanks to all our dignitaries for unveiling these significant contributions and pieces of thought leadership on India's maritime sector today at India Maritime Week. Thank you.